So come to standing, lift and roll the shoulders. Press the feet down into the ground. And breathing in, raise the right arm, stretch it up. Breathing out, turn the head to the left. Breathe into the centre. And breathing out, lower the right arm. Breathing in, raise the left arm. Stretch it up. Breathe out, turn the head to the left. Breathe in, come to the centre. And breathing out, lower the left arm. Breathing in, raise both arms. Hold the thumbs and just sway a little bit from side to side. So swaying palm tree is a reminder that in order to survive in this world, we've got to have a solid base, but be flexible. Sway from side to side with life's little knocks and bangs. Come to the centre and lower the hands. Lift and roll the shoulders. And then stepping the feet out to hip width apart. A very gentle swaying from side to side. And this is again a kind of reminder to almost disconnect. Can't get too involved, otherwise you can go mad. So this literally disconnects your mind from the stress centres of the brain. It's moving all 5 energies through the body. Then just very gently come to slow down and come to the centre. Lift and roll the shoulders. Breathing in, raise both hands again, clasp and reverse. Just a nod to one side, lateral stretch. Come to the centre and a nod to the other side, lateral stretch. Come to the centre. Just a little bit to the side. Come to the centre. And a little bit to the other side. Come to the centre. Just lift your heels, just testing balance today. And then breathing out, lower the heels and lower the hands to shoulder height. Breathing out, turn the head to look beyond the fingers of one hand. Come to the centre with the head and turn to look beyond the fingers of the other hand. Come to the centre. Lower the arms and lift and roll the shoulders. Just tapping the fingers and beneath the collarbones where they join the shoulder, K27s. Essence of vitality, so it's life energy, be de-stressing. And if you want to accentuate that feeling, just nudging onto EFT, emotional freedom technique, you can oddly just tap along the top of the head. That really does take your mind off things, that sensation of physical tapping. And you can expand the tapping out to just go a little bit further. And then just very gently and oddly take the ear lobe in your hand and just massage circling the earlobe. That will move bits of the ear as well, connecting into the vagus nerve, which we talked about yesterday. It might feel a strange sensation if you're not used to doing this. Just almost pulling the ears down. That will be another interesting thing to do. And then just release. Lift and roll the shoulders and clasp the shoulders behind you. And aim the knuckles to the ground so you're opening up the shoulders. Lift the arms slightly away from you and turn to the left. Come to the centre and turn to the right. And come to the centre. And then just soften the knees bend forward, optionally lifting the hands up behind you, and then breathing in, come to standing. Release the hands and lift and roll the shoulders. And then raise the right arm and circle the wrists one way. And then circle the wrists the other way. And lower the hands. And then lift the other hand, left hand. Circle the wrists one way. And then circle the wrists in the opposite direction. And then lower the hands. Lift and roll the shoulders. Bring the hands to the heart center. And then we're going to come down to the ground to lie on the mat and have the legs straight out in front of us. Almost like in Shavasana. Just check that you've got space behind you to be lifting your hands. I'm bending my knees just to be able to reset my bottom onto the ground. I'm just stretching my legs out. Just circle the ankles a couple of times in one direction. And then circle the ankles a couple of times in the other direction. And then breathing in, extend the right heel and raise the right arm above you. The elbow can be bent if that works for you, and then just lay the back of the hand on the ground. And as we did when we were standing, keep the arm and the leg extended and turn your head to the left. Breathe in and out. And when you're ready, bring the head back to the center and breathing out, lower the right arm. Extend the left heel and breathing in, raise the left arm above you, stretching out under the arm. Breathing out in your time, turn the head to the right. Stay here for an in and an out breath. And when you're ready, bring the head back to the center. And breathing out, lower the left arm and relax the left leg. And then bend both knees so that both feet are on the ground. Your feet are hip width apart, and hands can either be palms down or resting on your abdomen. And then very gently just turn the head from side to side. You can choose to turn the head and linger to one side, or you can just turn the head to your own timing, giving the weight of the head to the ground. And then coming back to the center. And then hugging the left knee into the chest. And then very gently circle the left knee while you're holding it a couple of times in one direction. And then circle the knee a couple of times in the other direction. And then drop the hands underneath the left thigh. You might like to clasp them. And gently raise your left leg up to the ceiling. You can still keep a bend in your left knee if that works for you. And just extend the left heel and point the toes to the ceiling, and then extend the left heel again and point the toes. And then circle the left ankle again a couple of times in one direction. And circle the ankle a couple of times in the other direction. And then very gently walk the hands up the back of the left leg, only to where that works for you. It might be the middle of the calf. Just feel the stretch, and only if this is optional, you can hold the left leg with the left hand, bring the right hand behind the head, and breathing out, lift the head up towards the left leg. You're being supported by your neck's being supported by your right hand, and breathing out, lower the head back down to the ground. Release the right hand and hug the left knee into the chest, and place the left foot on the floor. Hands either palms down or resting on your abdomen, and just sway the knees from side to side. You can sway the knees a lot. You can sway the knees a little bit. And you can also just move your feet slightly out to widen hip width apart, even as wide as the edge of the mat. If you feel that that is helpful, you're lifting your hip off the ground, and you're just massaging over the back of your lower back and your hip, off top of your bottom, as you sway the knees from side to side. And then bringing the knees to the centre. Your feet can stay where they are, or you can just bring them back a little bit to hip width apart. And then hug the right knee into the chest. Just enjoy hugging the right knee into the chest, settling down onto the earth. And then begin to circle the right knee a few times in one direction. And then circle the right knee a few times in the opposite direction. And then hugging the right knee into the chest, drop your hands to hold behind your right thigh, and very gently extend the right foot up towards the ceiling. Extend your right heel and point your right toe a couple of times. Just feeling the stretch on the back of the legs. And then very gently walk your hands up the back of your right leg. And your hands might stop at the calf, that's fine. They might walk a little bit further. And then optionally you can hold the right leg and drop perhaps your left hand underneath your head, supporting the head and neck. And as you next breathe out, lift up your head towards the right leg. Feel the abdominal muscles engage. And then release, relaxing the head back down to the earth. Hug the right knee into the chest. And then just very gently place the right foot onto the floor. And then breathing in, raise both elbows above you, relaxing the backs of the hands onto the ground, and just feel the opening under the arms. Keep your hands there. And bring your feet together. And just open the right knee to the right. It might not go down very far. Keeping the left knee pointing up to the ceiling. So you're opening your legs like an oyster or a clam almost. Breathing in, bring the right leg back upright. And then breathing out, lower the left knee towards the ground. It might not go right down to the ground. Breathing in, bring the left knee upright, and just repeat once more to each side. And then lower the elbows as you breathe out. And hug one knee and then the other knee into the chest. Keeping the knees hugged into the chest, both knees make a little circle in one direction. So you're concentrating the weight of the body towards the lower spine, base of the spine. Just massaging around in one direction. And then just massaging around your knees in the opposite direction. And then just place one right foot onto the ground and hug the left knee into the chest. In your own breath time, hug the left knee into the chest, and still holding the left knee, let it drift away to arm's length. And just a few more times, hugging the left knee into the chest, and still holding it, let it drift away to arm's length. And just again, your own breath pattern. And then very gently at the end of the breath, just let your left foot drift back down to the earth. And then bring your focus to the right side, hugging the right knee into the chest. And then just let it drift away to arm's length. And do that a few times in your own breath pattern. And when you next hug the right knee into the chest, let the left knee join it so that you're hugging both knees into the chest. And then in your own breath pattern, let both knees drift away to arm's length. And just a few times, both sides. And then very gently let both feet come to the earth. Slide your right foot out along the ground. Hug your left knee into your chest. And then roll your entire body to the left. perhaps have your left hand on your left waist. Right hand goes somewhere on the outer part of your left thigh. Extend your right heel. And look, eyes open or closed, upwards or slightly to the left. If you want a greater stretch, then raise your left hand, or back of the hand, diagonally above you, towards the edge of the mat. That will be a stretch under the arm. Extending the right heel, and then just you might like to relax it. Anytime you want to stretch out, extend the right heel, and then just relaxing to the stretch. At home you can have a support, which I forgot to bring out, under the left knee. And then bring your tummy in towards the backbone and engage your perineum to support you as you roll back onto your back. Bend both knees up to the ceiling, both feet on the ground, and maybe press your feet down just to straighten you out as you extend the left leg and hug the right knee into the chest. And then rolling the entire body to the left. Left hand goes on at the outside of the right thigh somewhere. Right hand perhaps starts on the right waist, but you can then extend it upwards as an option, or keep it on your waist if that works. Extend your left heel and then just relax a little bit. And then looking either up or to the right, eyes open or closed. And then very gently think about rolling onto your back again. Lowering your arm if it's been up, hugging one knee and then the other knee into the chest. And just rocking from side to side. Hugging the knees into the chest, curling in to rebalance that rotation that we've made onto either side of the back. And then breathing in, raise the left leg and raise the left arm up. The arm can go up or it can drop behind you, back of the hand to the ground. And then breathing out, hug the left knee into the chest. Breathing in, raise the right leg, right arm behind. And then breathing out, hug the right knee into the chest. Once more to each side, left arm, left leg up. And breathing out, hugging the left knee into the chest. And breathing in, right side up. Hug the right knee into the chest. And then let both feet come to the ground. And just place the hands on the abdomen, elbows out. And we're going to take a few breaths, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth, to your own timing. In through the nose, and when you're ready, out through the mouth. Just release the breath. And we're going to think about coming up to our hands and knees in tabletop position. So roll to the side or roll up, whatever works for you. To come very gently, taking your time onto the hands and knees. And just start by swaying your bottom from side to side. And then classic cat-cow, dipping your back, either looking up or along the mat, according to your neck capacity, and breathing out, rounding chin comes to the chest. In your time, dipping the back and rounding chin to chest. And just a couple of times in your own breath pattern. And then come to tabletop and just explore the core, the tummy muscles, by just dipping your elbows and straightening them. And just feel the tense or the tautness in your lower abdominal muscles. Dip your elbows and then straighten them. And one last time, subtly dip your elbows and then straighten them. And just feel the core engaging. You can increase that sense by engaging your perineum upwards. Somehow in this position it's easier to do, and you're really engaging your core. And then release. Bring your knees apart, your big toes together. And bring your bottom towards your heels. It doesn't have to go right down to your heels. Stretching out your arms in extended child's pose. If you prefer, don't enjoy stretching your arms out, there is an alternative to make fists with your hands, one fist on top of the other, and rest your forehead on your two fists. That's also an option. Calming for the nervous system. And then very gently, just unravel. And we're going to come briefly to standing. So tuck the toes underneath and come to downward dog. Tucking the toes, tummy in, go to perineum. And then as you lift up, almost bring your bottom backwards, extend your back, and then begin to straighten your legs. But feel that you can widen your feet and bring your feet slightly closer to your hands. And then start to walk the dog by bending one foot and then bending the other foot. Tummy is in, perineum engaging. Just slightly go from side to side. Relax the neck. Just nod the head a couple of times and then shake it to side, just to check that you're not holding tension in your neck. And then begin to walk the hands to the feet to the hands. Soften your knees. Hold your elbows, just stretching out the upper back. And then drop the hands, press the feet down and start to roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. And head's last thing to come up. Lift and roll your shoulders. And we're going to do some half salutes to the sun. Hands together at the heart center. Soften the knees. Circle the hands up. Stretch up. Palms together. Come through the heart center. Hands onto the shins, half lift. You can still engage the perineum and tummy in towards the spine here. Curl in as you breathe out. Half lift and stay here as you breathe out. Soften the knees, press the feet down and roll up again, vertebra by vertebra to standing. Breathing in, hands up, clasp your thumbs and just slightly sway from side to side. Come to the centre and lower the hands. Hands together at the heart centre. Again, half salute, soften the knees. Hands up, stretching up, palms together. Come through the centre. Hands onto the shins, half lift. Breathe out, soften in. Half lift. Stay here as you breathe out. Breathe in, soften the knees, press the feet down and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Stretch the hands up, stretch the fingers, lower the hands. And one last time, palms together at the heart centre. Soften the knees. Circle, hands up, stretching up. Hand through the heart centre. Soften the knees. Hands onto the shins. Take your own breath pattern to half lift. In your time, soften in. Half lift when you're ready. Staying here as you breathe out. And then soften the knees, press the feet down, and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Stretching up, and just circle the wrists down. Lift and roll the shoulders. Breathing in, turn the head to the left. Breathing out, turn the head to the right. Come to the centre. And then we're going to come to a seated position. If you need a block, a cross-legged position, take a block for under your bottom. We're going to do a Tibetan purifying breath. So I just want to show that what you do is you, when you're blocking your nose, it's slightly different. You can either block that way, classically you should block that way, alternate nostril, so that's how you block. So just come to rest your hands on your knees. Breathe in through both nostrils. As you breathe out, raise your left hand, block your left nostril, and breathe out through your right nostril. Breathe in through your right nostril again. And as you breathe out through both nostrils, lowering your left arm back down to your knee. Breathe in through both nostrils, and this time raise your right arm. Turn it outwards, palm outwards, and block your right nostril to breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left when you're ready. And as you breathe out through both nostrils, lower your right arm. Keep your hands on the knees, breathe in through both nostrils. And breathe out, tummy in, and just lower your head vaguely towards your knees, softly towards your knees. Breathing in, sitting up, and breathing out. When you're ready, breathe in through both nostrils and raise your left arm. Turn your left palm outwards and block your left nostril. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right again. And breathe out, lower the left hand to the knees. Breathe in through both nostrils, raising your right arm. Block your right nostril and breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. And breathing out, lower your right arm. Out through both nostrils. Breathing in through both nostrils, sitting up, and breathing out. Just a nod forward, leading with the chest. Breathing in, sit up, and breathing out, relax. And last round, breathing in through both nostrils, raise your left arm, turn it out, block the left nostril, breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Breathe out through both nostrils, lowering the left arm. Breathe in through both nostrils, raising the right arm. Block the right nostril, out through the left. In through the left. And breathe out through both nostrils, lowering the right arm. Breathing in through both nostrils, sitting up. And breathing out, just a nod forward. Breathing in, come back up. And breathe out. Breathing in with your eyes closed. And as you breathe out, imagine the breath going to the edge of your body, but you're breathing out anything that's not serving you today, any niggle or pain or thought. And as you next breathe in, put anything that you don't want into your out breath, but this time it goes to the edge of the world. And as you breathe in again, the out breath goes further to the edge of the universe, and anything that you don't want has really disappeared completely. And then just release. And then we're going to come to knees bent and do some pelvic tilts. Palms, hands down. Just flattening the back as if you're going to lift your bottom and then just releasing. And flattening the back again and then releasing. And just flattening again and releasing. Just bring your fingertips to the base of your heart, the solar plexus, where your hands fall naturally. Keep your elbows on the ground. And as you breathe in, just open your fingers outwards. And breathing out, bring your fingers back to either the heart or the solar plexus. Breathing in, your elbows stay where they are. You just gently open your hands. And breathing out, just let your hands come back to the heart. And breathing in, just opening the hands. And breathing out, just bring the hands back to the heart. Keep the hands there. And just come and let the head move to one side. Come back to the centre. And breathing out, let the head move, roll, turn to the other side. And come to the centre. Once more to each side in your own breath pattern. And then you can, I'm going to go, we're going to come into relaxation. You can either come with your knees bent in constructive rest and your feet further up to the mat, or if you want to come to a full shavasana, and come to a full shavasana. Just come to being comfortable for the next couple of minutes or so. I'm going to sit up. And I'm just going to go very briefly, invite you to connect to each of the chakras before we come into a body scan, which will be a short body scan today. And just bring your attention to the base of your spine. So there is a note for each of the chakra areas. The base chakras and lower chakras have a deeper resonance. And it doesn't matter in which order they're played, and it doesn't matter if one doesn't resonate with you at all. Your body will respond to the sound and the resonance that suits it or that you need at the moment. So the very base note is G. And bring your focus to the base of the spine, breathing in and out. The element associated with this base chakra is earth. And there are different systems. Some systems equate earth with the colour red. You'll find other systems using different colour schemes. And then moving up inside your spine to the next chakra, which is situated between the base and the navel. It's a sacral chakra associated with the element of water. And it connects, the note here is F, for those of you who are interested. And in churches, old churches, they found, I think each note has a symbol or reference design, and they found these on inner churches connecting to notes going back obviously centuries. So the element of water connects to the element of joy when we're in balance, but fear when we're out of balance. And then just move your thoughts up one more to the navel, behind the navel. So this connects to the element of fire and to our digestive system, how we transpose not only food that we eat into transformative to our digestive enzymes for our body, but also our thoughts and how we handle life. It's our inner power. So the element of fire, and the colour would be yellow in the system of colour schemes. So digestive problems can link to the element of fire, but also, funnily enough, the chakra points and energy points all cross over with one another. And connected to the element of fire in our digestive system, in the Eastern world of medicine, also connects to the eyes and the element of fire. And then just move your thoughts and mind to the heart, behind the heart centre. So this is the element of air, connects to the sense of touch with the hands. And colours can be green or pink in this system. In balance, the heart is, again, love and compassion, and out of balance, anger and aggression. There's no right or wrong. We all have tendencies and things can go in and out of balance. And then just moving up your mind to the throat area, which connects to our thyroid and parathyroid, and that's the element of air. So this and the next two chakras are all connected to air and then go into ether. So this is where we speak our truth. What we say doesn't necessarily resonate to what we think and what we want to do. What we do doesn't resonate to what we think. So the top three are a sub-division of air into ether. So that's the first one of the thread. And then moving up to the third eye, again it still remains in ether. The third eye is on knowledge or intuition, colour sort of indigo. And the note here is B. And then the crown chakra, the highest note, colour white. Sometimes it's associated with gold and silver. And it is the note of A. Again, it's still the element of ether. And then we come to a very short body scan. So there's nothing for you to do, but just become aware of your toes and your feet and the space beyond the toes and the feet. Just relax them and let the thought go. And then bring your attention to the heels, ankles, the lower legs, shins, calves, knees, and the backs of the knees. Relax and let them go. Become aware of the thighs, tops of the legs, pelvis, and hips. Moving to the abdomen and up to the chest and the collarbones, widening across the collarbones to the shoulders, down the upper arms, through to the wrists, the hands, the backs of the hands, the palms, the fingers, thumbs, and the space beyond the fingers. Come to the base of the back, the lower back, mid-back, the shoulder blades, the upper back, across the shoulders to the neck, the back of the head, between the ears, the space between the ears, the top of the head, the forehead, across the eyebrows and the eyes, relaxing. And then down to the nose, across the cheeks, coming down to the chin and the base of the throat. Take your attention now to the whole body and just linger on any part of the body that you feel needs extra attention today. And then take a moment to have a thought for the day. It can be a thought for yourself, for anybody else. It can be a world thought. And just take that moment to repeat that thought, that wish for the day a couple of times mentally. And then let that thought drift away. Your intention for the day has been set. And then very gently come to be aware of where you're lying and be aware of the parts of the body connecting to the earth. Be aware of the touch and the feel of your clothing expand your awareness to become aware of the sounds inside the room where you are, and just then beyond the room where you are. And then come to bring your hands together and just very gently rub the hands. And then when the hands are warm and you've activated the nadis or the energy points in the hands, just very gently place your hands over your closed eyes and then open gradually the eyes into the darkness of the hands. And then just move the hands away, bringing you back to where you are. And then perhaps hugging one knee and then the other into the chest, so that you're hugging the knees into the chest. And taking the time just to move gently from side to side. And then just very gently roll to the side and come to a gentle seated position. And just closing the eyes for a moment. Come to focusing at the entrance of the nostrils. And notice the breath. As the breath goes in, the air is slightly cooler at the entrance of the nostrils. Follow the breath inside, wherever your thought or your mind takes you. And then as you breathe out, just notice that the breath is slightly warmer as the breath comes out. And as you breathe in, just notice, is the air to the outside of the nostril, the centre of the nostril, or is it on the inside? There's no right or wrong, but each part of the nostril reflects a different part of the body. And is the air hurried or is it rushed? Again, just notice. And notice when the air comes out, how smooth it is, how warm it is. So in aspects of breath and Eastern practice, the air is supposed to come out very smoothly, gently, no rush, just a gentle, smooth breath out. Breathing in, noticing the cooler air, and breathing out, slightly warmer air. And then just let your attention drop away from the nostrils. And take a colour, any colour that resonates with you today, and just wrap your entire body in a cloud of colour, like cotton wool or candy floss, wrapping you and protecting you for the day so that only positive things can come in. And then cocooned in your colour, your bubble of protection, just bring your chin to your chest and your hands to your heart to finish the class today. Thank you for joining me.